My darling girlfriends, they actually came and they met me just in the local farm shop, and we had multiple hot drinks and we all talked for, gosh, what, 2.5, 3 hours. It was really, really nice. And there were just some little fabric pieces, very little, but one of the pieces of fabric, I don't know, I can't pour and speak at the same time for some reason, I don't know why. She is the queen of the castle. I have a gazillion of these bangles. I really, like, literally so many, it's embarrassing. If you can see, yeah, you see? So that's quite good. Okay, I feel like maybe that's a bit better. Good morning. Welcome to another vlog. My name is Angie and this is Rare Birds. Before I even get cracking on this vlog, there's something I want to share with you. And weirdly enough, it came out of just, blankly doom scrolling last night. I think it was on Instagram. I'm going to put his name here, and I'm also going to try and link it in my description. Such is my enthusiasm for this thing that I found. It's very random, and with doom scrolling, the only real upside of it is that sometimes you just happen across almost unbearable beauty. And so it's this young guy, and I can't remember his name, but I will put it here, and I think it's in Canada. And he's got like 50 billion, followers. So you probably, or many of you will know about him, but many of you won't. So those of you who don't, I'm going to try and link the specific I think it's a reel. I'm going to try and link that exact one because it's very important that you see this particular one. He's basically ice skating in, I think it's in Canada, a vast frozen lake. And he is with someone, so whoever is filming it is also an unbelievable ice skater because they're so close to one another. And it's to the soundtrack Radiohead Creep. I mean, just even saying that has given me goosebumps. I cannot tell you how beautiful it is. Please just have a look, because if you just want to feel, just look at this video. It's so beautiful because it seems very, very spontaneous. And he's a young guy, I'd say he's in his 20s. He's just wearing a bright red hoodie and I think just grey sweatpants. But what is so beguiling about it and so, oh God, it's so beautiful, is that the person filming and he are very close together, and most of the time he is kind of swooping and swirling, going backwards at great speed, and he twists and turns, and his whole body is it's just a beautiful thing. And he maintains eye contact with the camera and they're really close, so you feel very much that you are on this journey with him. And it's just, I mean, for me, it lifted me. I must have watched it about 100 times. No, I probably watched it 4 times. It's quite long, it is almost the length of the song, which is just, if you're into Radiohead, you're into Radiohead. I mean, I'm so into Radiohead. Oh God, it's awesome. It's just really an embodiment of all that it is to be alive and human, and just what human beings can achieve, because you've got the music, you've got this young guy who's just, so talented, and even the person filming, again, so talented, and it just comes together in this kind of spectacular event. Oh, I loved it. Anyway, I hope you enjoy that. I hope you look at it and think, yeah, I get it. I hope you don't look at it and think, oh my God, what is she talking about? Because otherwise I sound like a nutcase. But anyway, I just wanted to share that because I just think, you know, sometimes you find these things and they're just extraordinary, and this is one of those things, and it's just, you know, what human beings can achieve. Oh my God. Oh my God, we are amazing, or we can be so amazing. You've got to look at the lovely things in life. And I think it is Canada. I think I was looking, because the other thing is this massive lake is not in the middle of nowhere. There's this sort of extraordinary cityscape behind it. But anyway, I'll try and find out a little bit more about it, and I'll put it in the description. Now, after talking about the, you know, the majesty of movement and creativity and physicality, I want to talk about bread, because I know that many of you, I've got like lots of lovely new subscribers, and you might not know about porridge bread. And for those of you who've been with me for ages, you will know about porridge bread. But so this isn't going to be a very long video at all. I've already kind of prepped it, but I've run out of bread, and I had all the ingredients to make porridge bread, and porridge bread is so much better for you, you know, at this age, because it's higher in protein. And so I kind of prepped it. So in here, I just have, I have porridge oats, I have the seeds, I have bicarbonate of soda, and I have salt. And then in another bowl, it's just going to be natural yogurt, egg, oh God, what have I forgotten? Yeah, just natural yogurt, egg, and a little milk. And then you swirl them, and then basically you mix them all together. You mix those together first, and then you mix it into that, and then I will come back. Okay, so it's roughly 50 mils of milk going there. So I'm just combining these wet ingredients. This really couldn't be easier. It's so good, like so. And then you add it to your dry ingredients. Like so. And then the other thing is, obviously there's no kneading at all, which we love. And no need to sort of, you know, because there's no yeast, no need to like let it prove or anything. It's just absolutely brilliant. And then you end up, you're just obviously mixing this all together, because I want everything to be well combined. I put quite a lot of seeds in it just because it's really nice. So that's what it should look like. Okay. And then we're just gonna throw it in here and then pop it in the oven for 45 minutes. So I will come back. It's quite hard to do that. I don't know. I can't pour and speak at the same time for some reason. I don't know why. My cookery career is over. Okay. So it was in the oven for 45 minutes. Then I took it out of the oven, lifted it in its parchment paper out of its tray, and then I just sort of baked it on the shelf for another 5 minutes. And then this is what we have. Yeah, I think you will agree. It's a pretty lovely looking loaf, isn't it? Yummy. Smells like scones as well because of the bicarbonate of soda. Anyway, I'm going to make some toast and a lovely huge coffee. And then I'm thinking about, I had planned to go drive down to the coast today just because I just need some air. Not that there's anything wrong with Somerset air, but sea air, that salty, sharp, clean air that you get by the sea is just so gorgeous, isn't it? But it was cloudy and it was meant to be sunny, but now the sun is coming out. So now I'm at that point, so it's, I don't know. We shall see, we shall see. Anyway, I'm going to let this cool, and then I'm going to have my toast, because sometimes only toast and marmalade will do. Look, I even have part of my nectarine marmalade here, which is very wholesome. Also very chunky. Very orangey. Okay, I'll be back. It's not quite ready to be cut, but unfortunately the eggs are nearly done. Hey, you know what? That is not too bad. Look at that. There we go. Something very cosy about this. It's like one of those open fire screensavers, but without the actual fire, which is always nice. Let me see. Yep, it's about done. Delish. Okay, I'm going to eat my brekkie. Look at that coffee. Have you ever seen anything more? The smell. Oh my god, gorgeous. Anyway, I will be back. Quincy says, where's my toast and eggs? She says, look, I've even got my egg topping ready to go. Well, that's tough titties, I'm afraid, darling. Don't start barking. I have walked to the top of a really big hill, and you could just see for miles and miles and miles. And there's even a bird of prey sort of at my level, just over there, hovering, just hovering. It's just incredible. You can really see that spring is here though. Everything is so vivid and beautiful. a fluffy tail. Come on, Miss Fluffy. Should we go home? She is the queen of the castle. Off she goes. Hello, hello. I think I'm wearing the same jumper that I've been wearing for the last 10 videos. I'm sorry about that. So today is Thursday. It's actually Thursday late afternoon. And I was supposed to be in Wales today, and I was meeting up with a couple of girlfriends. And I was going to, just show you some of the stuff in Wales, and was even Googling, what I could show you. Anyway, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't get there. And my darling girlfriends, they actually came and they met me just in the local farm shop, and we had multiple hot drinks, and we all talked for, 2.5, 3 hours. It was really, really nice. And I really felt I couldn't go, and they kind of they made it so easy for me, and I'm so thankful for that, because it was just really nice, it was just really, really nice to be with them. And it just made me think that, sorry, Quincy's rushing around, I've just given her such a telling off actually. She was really barking a minute ago over nothing. Like, I can't even see what she was barking. When your nerves are slightly frayed, and so she's sort of skulking around a little bit. I did give her a treat though after. I told her off and she came away and she stopped barking, and I thought, yeah, I'll give her a treat. Anyway, I digress. I just personally think it's just a really tough time right now. It's a really tough time to be a woman. There's just so much, sort of like the reckoning of everything. It just, makes you realise that things are not great, are they? They are not. It's not a good time. It's not a good time. It's just, I think, particularly for us older ones who've kind of like lived through a lot of stuff, and we all have our stories, and just day after day, more hideousness comes out. Makes me just want to hang out with women the whole time, to be honest with you. I just love us. I think we are great. That's not to say that there are not great men out there. Of course there are. Of course there are. But they're in the minority. Anyway, right, now, I have listened to you. So you're actually all so amazing, and I so appreciate your kind of input. So in the last vlog I was talking about these lampshades. So this is just a little base, 2 bases that I already had, actually that did come from a thrift shop, that I kind of painted random colours. And then I found these, the Audrey Hepburn lampshades. And I had all these ideas. The problem with me is that the video is rolling. I haven't thought in any detail about anything, and so I just sort of shoot from the hip and go with the moment, which is, I guess, very much sort of my character anyway. But of course, thank goodness I did have time to reflect, and I read all of your messages and everything. So just to recap about these, they are to go with they will sit alongside that amazing painting that I have, which is on my mantelpiece. So, and I was thinking about homing in very much on the greens. But you know what? I think that I'm not going to do that. I really like your suggestions for maybe just trying leaving the lampshade as it is. It is beautiful quality, but putting a different colour ribbon around here. Maybe I could even keep the little brooch thing. I don't know. And then painting the base in a sort of a rusty colour, umber colour that's tones with those bits of the trees. It's sort of like the highlights of the trees, because also that slightly rusty, cinnamony, orangey colour will also incorporate the curtains as well. So the whole thing is more harmonious rather than just literally focused on a little, on the painting. So I quite like that. So I was thinking to myself, oh right, okay, so because I mean, my goodness, one of the things about being slightly unhinged about colour is I have a gazillion of these bad boys. I really, like, literally so many, it's embarrassing. So I was thinking, oh, maybe because I have some Annie Slope here, I thought, oh, maybe I could mix a bit of that with a bit of that and da-da-da and see what we come up with, right? And then I thought, don't be so ridiculous, because then I remembered the inside of my front door is painted the same colour as the cinnamon of the walls in my hall. Now that cinnamon colour is going to work so well as a sort of that highlighted bit on the painting. And I found the paint, I found it. So I've even got the paint, which is like quick dry satin wood. Couldn't be more perfect. So I'm going to paint that from there to there, okay, in that colour, which is that lovely, you know, lovely cinnamony colour, which is perfect. And then I just had it in my hand. God, I can't find it. I will be back to show you the ribbon, because I've been thinking, yeah, you know, ribbon. What could I use? And then I had this memory of making. Well, I've got to find it, and I'm going to bring it back, and I will show you. Okay, so these are this is just a little sort of bundle of, not shame exactly, but there are just some little fabric pieces, very little, but one of the pieces of fabric, which I absolutely love, but I haven't used, came from a sample sale. And I'm sorry that there's no daylight. So literally the piece is kind of like this big, right? So, and it is an English fabric. It's called Porton Stripe. Anyway, it's very beautiful. Look at the colour. Can you see that lovely sort of rich warm brown? Anyway, I don't know why I was doing it, but this is probably about a year ago. I made this. So it's just literally, I've kind of like, you know, folded bits over, and it must have been to edge something. Goodness only knows what. Obviously the moment passed. But look. Hang on, let me... Yeah, no, I'll do this one. Look. So you imagine, so the paint is very much this colour, that brown colour, and then look at that. And also this is not pure white, it's like a kind of an ivory colour. So actually, just as this is not white, so what do we think? And also look, oh, is there going to be enough to do too? There really should be, so let me see. Yeah, just enough to do too, and pretty smart, you know, pretty damn smart. Couldn't be more delighted with that. Also because it's, you know, it's easy. So I'm going to try and get these done by the time I upload this video. Actually, can I show you one more thing? I bought a little thing. I'm quite pleased. It makes me feel like a sort of weird teacher though. Look, it's a little stool. And what I love about it is that it fits underneath this table like that, right? And also I can still move the table because it sort of just gets dragged around and it's okay. So obviously same old story, really hate the colour. So I will either be painting this the black, or maybe, you know, maybe this colour actually would be lovely as well. I can always do that. Anyway, look, let me just show you. It's quite a good, hang on, I need to move this back. I'm so sorry, it's so dark. It's weirdly dark right now. Let me see. Let me see if you can see. Yeah, you see? So that's quite good. Look, it's quite a nice little, you know, height. And then I'll put some newspaper on here. And if I ever get do you remember me saying I wanted to find one of those pull down lights, whether it's one that has like a candle in it or whether it's an electric one. I just think it would really add something. And I could do it to go kind of right bang in the middle of the room so that I could have my table this way, or I could switch it around and have it the other way, depending on my mood. I was actually going to wheel this table into the living room in front of the window because there was a little bit more light. thought take it easy. Let's just take it easy, shall we? Anyway, I think you're lovely. I hope you're all okay. And yeah, get emotional. I feel my age today. I really do. Anyway, you know, sometimes you feel so full of beans, don't you? And get up and go, and then sometimes you just get laid low. You just get laid low. And often I think you feel like that when you're absorbing too much. And unsaid words. I think that's what it is. You're just absorbing too much and not expressing enough, personally, I think. And I think, looking back, you know my little micro obsession about the guy on the ice skates. I think what I loved so much about that, and I've watched it a couple of times since, is the freedom and the spontaneity, and that it's completely unrehearsed, and there's just sort of, he really carves up the ice as well. Like, he's just really going at it. He is completely and utterly himself in his element, in a way. And it's just beautiful. It's just absolutely beautiful. And one of the things he's pinned a comment, I think, in fact, it's his own comment, he's put right at the very top of the comments, and it says something like, don't be afraid, no, allow yourself to feel pain, or something like that. And it's just very, very poignant, because I think, you know, I think Radiohead is obviously, you know, Radiohead is something, you listen to Radiohead if you want to just get right into it, but there's also a beauty in it, and there's an expressiveness in it, and just sort of, let me just completely open my heart. Anyway, it's probably getting a bit deep, isn't it? Now I'm going to do these, and then I will show you. I'm at work now until the weekend. Oh my goodness, at the weekend on Sunday, if I possibly can. And it won't be in this vlog, but if I possibly can, if I can do it time-wise in terms of my editing and everything I have to get done, I'm going to take you to the Shepton Flea Market on Sunday. Well, you won't see it on Sunday, but my plan is, what I really, really want is, I want to go there with like £20 or something like that, and I want to find something transformative. And it's really difficult when I go to the flea market, because I start work at 11 and the flea market doesn't open until 9:30. So I've basically got from 9:30 to basically 10:30, because you need a half an hour to get in the car, drive to work, park the car. Do you know what I mean? So in a way, it's really good, because you've got to be super concentrated. And but it just depends whether I can get the editing on this video done and get it, because that's usually the time before work on Sunday is when I do a considerable amount of the editing for my videos. Anyway, you're probably not interested in the backstory of what it is to be a content creator, but that is what it's like. It's the editing. You have to sort of work it all out, and then and I suppose at some point, you know, you can get other people to do your editing, and then there's a freedom in that. But unfortunately, I'm sort of nowhere near that point. Yeah. Anyway, I will. I'm still really hot and dehydrated. Where's my water? Yeah, I'm going to do these, and that's just a delightful little project. I think I might even just have to put a paper clip just to hold it in place, or a stapler or something like that, because I don't think I've got any glue. But what a win. Anyway, I'm so happy, and I just thank you so much, all of you. I think you're fab, and I really so so appreciate everything. Anyway, I will be back. Coat 1, and already I'm quite excited. Look. Yeah. Good morning. So it is it's Friday morning and I'm leaving for work in 15 minutes, so I have just a little while to show you the finished result. So the jury's out. The jury's definitely out, but so this is the colour, which is much paler than I thought. You could see it better there. It's kind of like a fudge colour. I sort of wanted like a cinnamony ginger colour, but wasn't as deep as I thought. And then I had this, sorry, that's the bad side, hang on, because I've just pinned it. I had that, and then I've put that on. And it's okay. It's quite nicely with my jumper, doesn't it? With me, yeah, so I carry it around with me. But I'm pleased, but I'm not thrilled. I'm going to just show you in the other room because I've had a thought about something I could actually really easily do, and probably actually you could come back to me and tell me what you think. If if you feel like it, you probably wouldn't. Anyway, look, I do like the shape though. I think it's really elegant. And they were so inexpensive. In fact, these I bought in a thrift shop. So the pair of these were $6.50, and then the pair of lampshades were $2. So it's really good. And yeah, and the charity shop that I go to the most, I think all charity shops, they test things electrically to make sure that they're safe as well. It's quite dark in there though. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, so here it is. So I think you've got like quite a good idea of how it looks, but what you can't see is that it's obviously it's nowhere near as kind of vivid as I wanted it to be. Oh, the light's so bad. I'm gonna just get the ring light. Hang on. Okay, I feel like maybe that's a bit better. This isn't particularly vibrant, but what I was thinking, let me put the light on. Yeah, you can probably see better there. There's sort of, I don't know, too much of a cream. So what I was thinking, let me know what you think about this. I could just paint this section, so I could take the ribbon off and then just paint this lower section here, and then have the stripe there as it is, and then leave that bit cream. I think it'd be really sweet. And I think I'm going to give it a go. I do also think, I couldn't help noticing, these are very dear. A lot of you liked these before. And they're actually salt and pepper. I've never used them as salt and pepper because it always gets gooped up in there and it's annoying. But they're really sweet. And they do look very dear there. And there's nothing wrong with a little bit of whimsy occasionally. Yeah, so anyway, it's a kind of a medium success, you know? Not a disaster, not a failure. And at least I haven't done any, which you did save me from. I haven't done anything that would take a great deal, that took a great deal of time. So I like that. Anyway, I have to pack my lunch and tea for work to scoop up Quincy, who's still in bed. She's so annoying, honestly. Literally, I will have to scoop her up. Oh, she's be all cosy upstairs. I'll scoop her out and take her to work. She does love it though now. It's funny how animals get used to things. She was so quivering and nervous when I first used to take her. And now she's all Miss Sassy, you know, bouncy tail, floofy tail. You know, she trots around the shop. People love her. She gets a lot of praise and she's, you know, it's really actually building her confidence. I think she's a real crowd pleaser actually. She's, you know, people enjoy seeing her in the shop. I think there's something very wholesome about seeing a little dog in a shop, you know. Anyway, I will be back. No, I probably won't be back. I won't be back. I'm tense. And I just wanted to thank you all so much for watching. And please do subscribe. I would so appreciate it. And I saw that Jane, you messaged me and said that the hype button isn't there anymore, and I don't know what's going on. I mean, YouTube is funny sometimes, but if any of you do have a hype button and you would hype my video, that would be amazing. I will be back on Wednesday or Thursday. Okay, all right, bye.